Hello, Kaizeners, and welcome to another episode of the Kaizen Podcast. Today I'm joined in the studio by José Pires, Senior Partner of Kaizen Institute, Western Europe and North America. Welcome, José, to the podcast.
Hi, Aleix. Nice to meet you. Thank you for having me here.
José, this podcast, I started normally getting to know the guest and who is it. So maybe you can tell us a bit more about yourself. Who is José Pires?
Okay, it's not an easy question. It's usually it comes from the heart. Yeah, I'm a husband. I'm a father. I work as a consultant for a great period of my life, almost of the life that I spent working. I'm also a racer, so I like to race on go-karts, on race cars, everything that has four wheels. I like to race. I'm passionate also from what I do.
So one of the main things at work, as you mentioned, is Kaizen, and that's why we are here, of course.
Yeah.
But maybe you can tell us your story behind it, how everything started, maybe from the moment you started studying to the first time you joined Kaizen Institute. What's the story, how you got into this world of continuous improvement?
So I never thought I would be doing what I'm doing right now. So this was not on my dreams on when I was 18 or 20 or 21 or 22. So I was invited by one of my friends from college, that was João Castro at the time, to go to, let's say, to Kaizen, working with him. But he was not a good marketeer. So the first meeting we had was on a cafe, let's say, and he was telling me, oh, so João, so tell me what do you do on? So for example, we do 5 S's on the machine. So we clean the machine, we put that thing working properly. I say, and I was saying, clean the machine. I'm going to clean the machine all the time. Is that my work? As I become an engineer to clean machines, to clean the floor, to clean, and but I didn't understand it at that time. So I studied mechanical engineering. I was specialized in fluids and heat. Air conditionings, boilers and all those stuff. And now becoming someone that's going to help others, doing some stuff. I don't know if that was my purpose or not. But so I had an interview, a funny interview in Kaizen, and then let's say I started working, and then I enjoyed more and more, let's say, in my life what I did, let's say, in Kaizen. So by learning, by being let's say a consultant, I was put on a project. I think it was first time. It was a ceramics, let's say, producer, and then a crystal producer, and we were having results. It was being, let's say, something really funny to do. I don't know if you have, if you want me to evolve on all the.
Maybe I will ask you, because I think it's also interesting. What kept you within Kaizen? So what do you think is that thing in the world of continuous improvement that kept you going, wanting to continue to do more? What is this thing that we have in this world?
So one of the things that I think happen is that you have projects. Project is how to implement something that is going to give you a result, or you are going to implement a culture, or are going to change the business and help the business. Some of them are more or less demanding. So when you go to a new sector, when you go to, let's say, you evolve on technology, you evolve on let's say, the paradigms of the industry and so on. Sometimes you can I make the challenge? Am I up to the challenge as a person, as an individual, but also as a company? Are we up to the challenge that we make? And I would say, I'm not saying 100%, because we also have some some failures that we learn from them, but most of the times we overcome it because we follow the principles, because we are eager to helping them. So this is something that one of the things that gives us the fuel to continue is that we have the challenges, we have a life that is not monotonous, is very changed all the time. But then one thing that you also have is, you get to the end of a cycle. Is it 3 months, 6 months, 1 year, 2 years? And you look back, even though some things are like, you change the hardware, you change structural things, and you look back and say, oh, that it was me that participated on that. It was me that changed that line or that service. And you also see the customers also proud. So that for you, this gives you a lot of fuel to continue.
And every challenge is different also.
And every challenge is different, yeah.
Different sectors, different types of clients, right? You mentioned now that you try to apply the methodology, the principles. That's one of the things that we do in each of the projects, and how do we overcome these challenges, right? But I know also that you were able to meet the founder or the known father of Kaizen, which is Mr. Masaaki Imai, the founder of Kaizen Institute. As you met him, do you remember how was this first time with him, how he was as a person?
Yeah. I think the first time also that I met him, it was, that's a funny story. That he wasn't a customer of ours. I was looking at him speaking to a crowd of, 70 engineers in one of the biggest companies in Portugal. And he was speaking, he was with his, phone, and the phone rang. And he was in the middle of a speech, so it was like, he was giving a pitch of, 20 minutes, 30 minutes, I don't recall the time. And the phone rang, and with a lot of patience, he took the phone, he was going to hold it, and he said, oh, sorry, I need to answer this. This is my wife. Because his wife did not call him for any reason, so that should be a most important thing to do than other. And all the people look at that and in a funny, but also understanding that he can do that, because for sure it was quite important. So this was one of the things I remember from Masaaki Imai also. No one was upset by him doing that, because for sure he had his phone because his wife needed him at that time. Yeah.
So maybe José, going forward to your story, let's say, so that now since few years you are in North America, right?
Yeah.
The last couple of years, I think.
No, since the end of 2022.
Okay. You also had in the past some experiences with Americas in general, but now in North America. And you had the chance also to learn the Kaizen way from the, let's say, the Japanese side, the Toyota production system, the roots of the Kaizen methodology also through Masaaki, which we just mentioned. How do you see the differences also between the different cultures? Like it can be the Western, let's call it, with of course North America, and the Japanese style of applying Kaizen, the approach of Kaizen Lean?
I will not tell you, let's say, all the differences, but I will tell you some major ones. So you go to Japan and you talk about Kaizen, and you know that they have this thing that they apply, and this is for life. They do this for life. They do this for, let's say, business purposes, but also individual purposes. They give children chores in their, let's say, when they are just little kids, so that they understand how to do things. If they, let's say, of course, they are not giving them, let's say, sharp knives, but they are not protecting them. They are learning from mistakes. Yeah. So one of the things that they have is that for them, Kaizen and continuously improving the things Sometimes you don't need to have no one pushing you. This is just by education, culture, they do this. In the Western, and going more to the West, to the America, sometimes this needs, let's say, to have at least a first or second or third push, so that we do that, because people don't see that, they don't learn that from the beginning, and so that's why it's a little bit harder, let's say, to have it. So this is one of the, let's say, the main challenges we face. From one side you have the Oriental, that is, let's say, for life, and you have the one that you okay, we are having a sprint right now, we need to do this, and so it's just like an injection of
or like the priority that of the moment, right?
Of the moment. Then the other thing, in Japan, you have some examples. I'm not going to, but I can name some companies. For example, you have Honda, that restarted in Formula One in 2014, I guess. I think with McLaren, or 2015, and they were not successful at that time. They passed, like, I don't know, 4 or 5 years that they were not successful, and but on the 6th year they were, on the 7th year they were, on the 8th year, and they are, let's say, the biggest right now. Well, not this year, but they will get there.
Almost there.
They will get there, yeah. But what I want to say about that is that, this is not a sprint. And when you go to the American culture, sometimes they need to have results. They want to have results in 3 months, in even less, 2 months. So this is a very, big economy, very dynamic. The rate of unemployment is really low. So when they expect you to get there and to do stuff with them, they expect results on the first month, on the second month, on the third month. They don't expect you to have this culture in place and give you time and give no, okay, but we need results right now. And this is a challenging thing, because on big organizations, sometimes you have the results on one area, but to spread it, you need to have more and more, a little bit more time.
And do you think actually this impacts also the way the methodology is applied, like the different tools or the foundations when you apply them? Because you need to do it faster, maybe you don't have the time to implement it with the right steps that you should do, or somehow the methodology adjusted the speed that it requires.
Again, you need to prioritize some of the things. So there's a lot of the cultural thing that we need to put working, let's say, in Kaizen. And again, in North America, they are strong believers on the, let's say, on the Kaizen methodology. But some of them think that this is only a set of tools that we have, and just apply them. But it's not just a set of tools. The tools help us, to find, let's say, the best processes in a structured way. But this needs to be like, let's say, a cultural way of doing the, let's say, of putting the, let's say, the Kaizen working on our organization on all levels. Of course, to have this more maturity, you need to, let's say, start with the foundations, with the bases. But I still haven't had, let's say, the time or a company that was said to, okay, let's start this with the basics, let's start this with top management engagement, and we go from here to there. No, they said. Sometimes we say, oh, we have the top management available for 2 hours. What can we do with that? 2 hours? Okay, we can do a quick seminar about Kaizen. Yeah, but can we change something? No. In 2 hours we cannot change nothing. We only can raise the awareness of the top management. So there's a culture of speed in the Americas, that in the North America, that they want things with results. But again, it's possible. It's challenging, but it's possible to do it. But you need to have the influence of those people.
Maybe another topic that it's interesting, I would say, is the new trends that are in the world. America is one of the, of course, economical engines of the world, and not only. Now we have many others, and new things are coming up, right? Like artificial intelligence, data analytics, new technologies. How do you see the Kaizen methodology going into all that, navigating these new trends? Do you think it will need to adjust, it will change the approach, or the authenticity of the methodology will stay the same? How do you feel all this is going to stick together?
You know, again, the machine learning, the AI, this new technology, again, is a set of tools that help us maybe doing faster and better than what we did before. But this doesn't change the purpose of let's say, or you cannot change the purpose of the business just by, or what you want to have from it just by applying these new tools. Of course, they help you. Actually, yesterday when I was coming from a plane here, and I was, before going to the plane, I was talking with a customer of ours that was also one of my friends, and he was saying that they were applying the AI in the machine learning, deep learning, to understand how the welding works. How the welding, so how, what is the voltage of what is the, let's say, the proximity that you need to have, the temperature, the steel, all those stuff. And of course, before you had some variables that you could analyze by yourself, but right now imagine that you can analyze all those experiences together and, let's say, get them to weld properly. So maybe humidity, maybe if the heat, all those stuffs. And of course, but you need to have a structured way of thinking about how to solve the problem. And this structured way it comes from the human side of the things, because sometimes you can apply a bunch of tools and in the end you get nothing. But if you set what you want to do, if you set the experiments you want to do, and then of course you need to deploy it, and you need to deploy it fast to all the, let's say, the areas. It's not just by buying stuff. So yes, I think it's good for us to have this tool. We are not concerned. We see a lot of companies saying, for example, McKinsey is going to fire X% of their employees because they right now they have AI that assists on everything. Yeah, but we do a different stuff. We don't give, let's say, the people like let's say, how do you call it? Let's say,
I know what you mean. Like step by step.
We don't do a step by step how to do it. No, we do it. So we do this with them.
You adjust it to the, let's say, what is happening in this specific context, right? Yeah.
So in the end, we do this, let's say, with the people. So we don't do this. We don't give the lesson and say, look, you do it like this. No, we do this with the people. So for us, I think is much better right now because people understand. And this friend of mine, he was telling that he's 1 year right now with a set of tools, and the result is still nothing. Because he hired the college, he hired some engineers, but they are not working on the correct way altogether. So in the end, the result is almost zero. So he asked us for our help to go there and, let's say, organize this with them. So I think for us is an opportunity.
You have to set up the process, I guess, first, because without it is what you mentioned, right? You have just a set of tools that do something, but without the right structure or the right process, you will not put it in the right way. You will, what we say in Kaizen, right? We will automate actually the waste that this tool is generating, but not being well standardized structure, right?
That's correct, yeah. And of course, if it can help us facilitate a lot of things that we do and automate a lot of things that we do in life, much better. But in the end, you know, you go to a clinic, you go to an hospital, you go to a retail store, you want to be, let's say, having the best experience, you want to people that take care of you, for sure you don't have a robot, let's say,
making all the tests
and all the things. You need to have human attention and so on. So I think this is something that will help us doing more things and having better experience in let's say in life, but it's not going to, let's say, we're not going to automate all the things.
Right. Jose, I'm reaching the end, but I like to finish always with some anecdote or some story from my guests related to Kaizen. Can be about yourself, professional, personal, with other people involved. Anything that you can share from your life in Kaizen.
My life in Kaizen. Okay. Well, there are quite a lot.
The top one, let's say.
I have a lot of top ones. But I remember one. That we were going to do a project in Zagreb, in a very big retail company that was Consum, and on that moment we need to go from Oporto to, I think it was Munich or Zurich. And then we need to go to Zagreb. But because of the weather, we did not we did not have the, let's say, the timing to get to land, and then to get the plane to go to Zagreb. So we lost the connection. It was a big connection, but we lost the connection. So it was me, and then it was like me and plus 4 consultants. We were five people going there. And at that time, I recall that you need to go to the company, the airline, searching the tickets for the next day. But said no, the tickets are only available here. Please come at 6 a.m. or at, I don't know, 5:30, whatever it was. You come here at 5:30, and our flight was only at 8:30. And then we will arrive to Zagreb, I don't know, at 11 or something like that, or even a little bit later. So we were all 5 of us, and I was the most senior one from that one, from that group, and and they gave us only a hotel room for all of us. So they gave us a big room. No. So we stood. The 5 of us, we stood on the hotel room, okay? And so we arrived to the room, so it was about, I don't know, 2 a.m. in the morning. And we had to, let's say, take the tickets on the next day at 5:30. So we need to get out of the room, I don't know, at 5:15, because this was next to the airport. So we need to get up at, I don't know, 15 to 5. So we had like 2 hours, 3 hours of sleep. And everyone was doing that. But, and again, I also believe on this part of lead by example. So what I said to the guys was, look, you can sleep for 2 more hours, because I know that tomorrow we need to work on our customer. So you can sleep. I will go there. I could not say to someone to do the job. So I could say to the younger one, okay, you go there. But in order to ask that from them, I need to do it by myself. So what I did was like, guys, you can sleep 2 more hours. I will go there. I will pick the tickets. I will wait for you, and then we go. And this is, let's say, what happened. So I went there, picked the tickets. We went to the company. We worked. I think we got there, at 11 a.m. In the morning. We got there. I was really tired. And after, let's say, a pause in the middle of the afternoon, I said to my colleague, the younger one, said, now you leave this from right now, because I'm really tired, because I only slept like 2 hours. Now you do the rest of the job. So this is one of the things that I recall.
Sometimes the consultant life can be very
it can be.
Uncertain.
One of the things also I remember, this is a pretty good one, was we went to work in Russia. For a long period of time, I think from 2005 until 2010, different projects, even different stuff. And one time it was me and Rui Tenreiro, and we went to this company. We arrived really late. So there was something there to pick up us, and then they left us near the plant. And we got there, it was dark as hell, and no lights on the streets, nothing. And the guy said, I asked, where do we go? And he said, and just pointed. He was a Russian. He did not speak at that time. The driver did not speak English, and we went to the reception. The hotel was like containers. We were in containers, and so when we got to so it was me and Rui sleeping on a container at that time, and so it was a different experience. So our mattresses, how do you call what the horse eat?
I cannot find the word now.
Well, our mattresses were
like the stable food for the horse.
Yeah, so it was like that. So we slept, I don't know, like 5-6 hours. We woke up in the morning, and then we had breakfast in the plant. But all that week experience living in a container, it was something that we did at that time. And but it was right now to remember this is awesome.
Right, José, thank you so much for being here with me today and sharing all these experiences that you had within Kaizen Institute.
Thank you, Aleix. Thank you very much.
To our audience, thank you once again for being there. We will have more podcasts coming in soon, so I'll see you soon in the next one.